One of the most confusing aspects of Conestoga's program is just the sheer breadth of finish options they offer. I think a lot of people get on our website, they're a little blown away and have a really hard time parsing out the differences between the finishes, the glazes, the stains, that kind of thing. So we want to use this video to kind of highlight Conestoga's stain program, not only the colors and how they work, but maybe some of the technology that goes into them and how to order samples of the finishes. So we're going to start by kind of taking you through the least expensive options to the most. The least expensive option is always just a natural clear coat over whatever wood you're choosing. Let me back up by saying we can do unfinished cabinets. We get an awful lot of requests for that. That's not prevalently portrayed on the website, but we can do raw cabinets where you put the finish on any way you want. That typically drops the price by between 20 and 30%, so keep that in mind. If you choose to have Conestoga finish your cabinets, it starts with natural. And here's an example of cherry. This is an older cherry door, so you can see it's kind of darkened. Cherry coming right out of the box is going to be kind of a light pinkish red color. Here it's mellowed into kind of a warm brown. But it's a nice representation of just a natural clear coat, very inexpensive to protect that and show off the natural wood. Your next step up is, again, cherry. This one has a honey finish on it, just a stain. So what Conestoga is going to do is apply the stain with a rag. We do have some doors, I'll show that in a moment, that are spray applied stains, but the stain is the next step up the price spectrum where they're just applying the stain, then some sealer, then your top coat. The next step up beyond that is really an option, but it's putting the glaze on the stain. So we have a colonial door, colonial stain on a cherry door, and then the sable glaze has been applied. The way glazing works is Conestoga will wipe the glaze over the entire surface, wipe it back off with a rag, leaving the glaze to highlight the detail areas in the panel rays, the edge profile, the framing, what have you. What's important to note is glaze will discolor the door, not discolor it, but draw the color down. So if you took, for instance, colonial finish, and then you took it next to this colonial with the sable glaze, it's going to look different with the glaze. The whole door is going to be darker. It's not just hanging up in the profile, there is actually glaze sticking to the surface of the door, and it's going to make it a few shades darker. So keep that in mind. Glazing on average adds about 10% to any order. That's not true math, but that gets you close. Now we're going to switch over to paints. Conestoga has what they call color tones, which is their version of a paint that's proprietary. They had Sherwin-Williams develop the colors with them. These are not colors you can go into Home Depot or Lowe's and find a match with Sherwin-Williams. These are industrial coatings. They're Conestoga's colors. So if you want to buy quantities of loose paint, you'd have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and order a latex match. They'll do the match for you. Or you can order gallon or 5-gallon pails from Conestoga, but it's industrial coating that you can't really spray as a homeowner, so be aware of that. We'll be happy to talk you through that if you need to. This is an example of a painted door, color tone. This is their burgundy, and it's called Classic Burgundy. We've also got some extra steps on this one shown with the wear sanding and the antiquing, but that's a paint by itself. The next step up would be paint with a glaze. This door also shows some heavy-duty heirloom finishing, which is an option we offer, but this door has glazing on it. It's got a coffee glaze, which you can't really see, but paint with the glaze is probably the most expensive option we offer. So be aware of that. Again, the glaze is hanging on the entire surface of the door and acting to draw that white color down. So this crystal white door by itself would actually be much whiter if it's shown without the glaze on it. Now, if you're looking for a spray applied finish, I'm going to step off camera here. Conestoga does have what they call Truetones. The Truetones are a spray applied finish that they use on cherry, maple, and oak only. And what they're doing is instead of wiping the stain on with a rag, they're actually spraying the stain on robotically. That gives you a much more uniform finish. Particularly helpful in species like maple, where maple can get very blotchy if you try to wipe on a darker stain, some of the medium and darker stains. So these Truetones give you a nice option there, keep that in mind. Let's assume you want to order samples. You're overwhelmed with all the colors, you want to see 3 or 4 different colors to compare for your job. Conestoga offers a few different sample options. One is order a sample door. Pick whatever door you want, whatever profiles, whatever color. We'll send you the exact door that's going to be in your kitchen. A less expensive method is to order a sample block. And typically the blocks look just like this, but they're about a foot long instead of this little 6-inch one. You can order one block to represent the colors you want. Pick 3 or 4 colors, we'll send you 3 or 4 blocks. The last option you have is to order a whole kit. In this case, we're showing you the color tone kit, which gives you about 20 or 25 different finish options, ranging from whites to greens to black to pastel yellows, and you can buy the entire kit and make your selections from that. The door samples are $60, shipping included, refunded back to you when you place your order. The individual foot-long blocks are $15 each, shipping included, and again refunded back to you when you place your full order. The kits are $55, shipping included, refunded back to you. So pick the method to get your sample that you want and make your decisions that way. One thing to be mindful of with the Conestoga finishing program that a lot of folks miss, and this is a big point, the RTA cabinet program does not have the same breadth of color options in the color tones as it does if you were just to order doors by themselves. So there's a lot of cabinet makers that buy doors only from Conestoga and put them on their own cabinets. They have a lot more colors to choose from than folks who are buying the RTA program. Conestoga limits the amount of glaze colors they offer on the paints. So make sure when you're looking at your paint options on the website, go to the RTA cabinets menu, drop down to the RTA cabinet woods and finishes, and make your selections from there. Give us a call if you have any questions on that at 888-211-6482. We can talk you through that, but it is a critical point to make. So give us a call anytime. We'd love to work with you on your job.